portion of the news brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Prime Minister Perry Christie has called the back and forth taking place this week over the temporary detention of the executive director of UBS Offshore Bank a learning experience.
In light of the debate over whether a government minister should have apologized versus another minister standing firm on the practices of immigration officers, Mr. Christie said it is not his intention to become a third link. However, he thought it important for clarity to prevail.
We must learn from what has taken place. There is absolutely no doubt that the government should be as aggrieved about a European person being unfairly dealt with, if they were unfairly dealt with, as a Cuban being unfairly dealt with, as a Haitian being unfairly dealt with. And if they are unfairly dealt with, everyone who's unfairly dealt with is owed an apology, right? But with respect to this particular incident, the Prime Minister awaits a report that the acting minister said he would produce for us.
The government is moving to overhaul the entire system at the Road Traffic Department. Some of the improvements were discussed with those officials who will be responsible for enforcing the proposals once enacted. Carla Palmer tonight tells us about the meeting between government officials and stakeholders.
At one time or another, you may have seen or experienced the long lines here at the Road Traffic Department, where the rain may have come and wet you and the sun dried you while waiting for service. Well, with the anticipated changes by the government, this should soon be a problem solved. That's according to Road Traffic Minister, the Honorable Glenys Hannah Martin.
We are actively seeking to identify an appropriate location for the conduct of the activities of the Department of Road Traffic. One that does not have people lined up outside for extended periods of hours in the sun, rain, and whatever the elements are, but that is a much more accommodating atmosphere for our customers.
For a more effective system, the government is also hoping to improve legislation to advance technology from a currently manual system to an automated one.
To see how we can ensure that these machines become more reliable and we don't have break-in service on a critical issue.
Additionally, there are plans to expand the present licensing process.
Persons who need an A license, which is the heavy-duty vehicle, will be trained or tested in use of that vehicle and will be licensed be issued a license in accordance with that type of vehicle. Very shortly, we're going to be introducing standards and regulations for the conduct of driving schools.
In addition to efficiency in service, Minister Hannah Martin says safety on our streets is the overall objective. I'm Carla Palmer for ZNS Network News.
The country continues to diversify its economy, and as one former Bahamas Bar Association president puts it, zeroing in on exploring the Bahamas as an arbitration center is not a bad way to go.
Dr. Peter Maynard spoke with Jimenita Swain recently on why the Bahamas needs to really consider its position as a potential arbitration center and the benefits it would bring.
This is not an area where we want to tarry or delay. People are competitively on our heels.
Leading attorney Dr. Peter Maynard said the Bahamas must move quickly to seize the opportunity to become the Caribbean's arbitration hub. An arbitration council was recently organized, and Dr. Maynard said the country meets the requirements for the establishment of a center.
The Bahamas is a party to the New York Convention, and the Bahamas recently passed a new arbitration act, very modern, that judges are aware of arbitration and are willing to enforce awards and to give decisions which are favorable to the encouragement of arbitration.
Dr. Maynard said with the country having the third largest shipping registry in the world, it would be an excellent place to cite maritime arbitrations, but he said the focus should be in attracting the London Court of Arbitration to open a branch here, particularly after Barbados failed in its bid to do the same thing.
They have cooperated on doing arbitrations and setting up centers, not just in London, but also in Dubai, also in India, and perhaps it may be possible to interest them in doing arbitrations as having a center in the Bahamas. Right now, the Bahamas is being used as a seat for arbitrations. People come in and they fly in and they fly out after having had arbitrations here.
Additionally, Dr. Maynard said the Bahamas is strategically placed for a center. He cited an example of a dispute between a U.S. investor and a Sharia law client, which was arbitrated here after neither client wanted to go to one another's country.
Bahamas is well placed between the two of them. We have very highly qualified professionals, such as our accountants and our engineers, and lawyers, and we have an ideal location.
Dr. Maynard said with the Bahamas being used as an arbitration center and not just holding a seat, it will benefit the economy and subsequently create jobs. Jiminita Swain, ZNS Network News.
A family of 4 was displaced by an overnight fire. Their 7-room home went up in flames in the Garden Hills area Thursday night. Fortunately, no one was at home during the fire. Officers from the fire division told ZNS News what they discovered when they arrived at the scene.
8:35 p.m. Today's date, we received information of a structure fire situated on Lily Lane, Garden Hills number 3. Immediately 2 trucks were dispatched from headquarters. Upon our arrival, we met the interior section of a 7-room uncompleted single-story stone structure, fully involved. Upon our arrival also, additional resources were called in to contain the blaze, as well as to protect the exposures because of the high winds and the amount of flames that were being issued at the time.
Dozens of platinum sponsors were honored this week by the Bahamas Red Cross Society for their invaluable contributions toward the success of the annual Red Cross Ball over the years. It's the second largest fundraiser for the organization, and Director General Caroline Turnquest says the event will go a long way in assisting with the organization's financial challenges.
We have a budget of some $550,000 per annum, and we have been seriously challenged last year with fundraising efforts, and so we are much in need of these funds this year. Funds from the ball is very much needed. We have ongoing programs. As you know, this past Christmas was the first time that we were unable to send out our parcels. However, due to a number of donors coming together, we were able to send them out late. Nonetheless, we are still in need of funds.
The Red Cross Ball is set for January 24th at the Malaya Nassau Beach Resort. Chairperson Therese Curry says those who want to support the ball can expect a whole lot of fun.
For the ball, we decided that we will have an international artist, Harold Melvin's Blue Notes. They will be joining us and providing very lovely music for your dinner and dancing pleasure. And then as we proceed into the evening, we will then be entertained by a very popular, very outstanding Bahamian group, Tingham Dam. And they, of course, will be providing lots of dancing music for you.
Coming up in Family Island News, the Prime Minister says San Salvador's economy is set to expand.
And then in ZNS Total Sports, the country is ready for the first ever World Relay Championships. We have an update for you. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.